YouTube, this is Wayne Gula 17 here. It's probably like one of my first videos. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about the topic of eating disorders. Um, it's really, I guess, some people find it really surprising that a person like me, in that I mean a black female, would talk about eating disorders. Often we usually don't hear about them. We usually only, I guess, commonly talked about in the white community, um, and it has been proven and stuff like that that it is more frequent in that kind of community, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen in black community, Asian communities, Middle Eastern communities, and it is more prevalent in Western society, Canada, United States. I myself am from Canada, and so but I guess it does have a similar experiences in Canada, US, because they're pretty much similar. Anyways, I just want to talk about how that it's that it's not just limited to the white community. That it does actually happen in other communities outside of that. That it's not exclusive. I myself have struggled with mainly bulimia for about a year and a half, around there. Well, no, like a year and maybe like coming up 4 months or so, or two. Yeah. Started in February. No, sorry. Started in September of 2010. So about last year. Um, and right now I wouldn't say I'm cured, but I'd say I'm at least a little bit better. I mean, haven't engaged in an episode um, in about a month now, actually. And but before, like last year, was really, really bad. I can talk about it later in another video, but if anybody would like to hear it, but it was like, yeah, it was pretty bad. The challenges I had, I guess, with it was just coming out with the fact that I did have it. Like, people thought that I was just losing weight healthily, because that's how it started. I started to lose weight healthily and stuff like that. So people just thought I was just losing weight in a good way, but it ended up getting out of control. And it got to a point where I did realize that I wanted to get help, but that whole, like, I guess you would say maybe stereotype that it only happens in the white community, and that it can't happen to someone like me because I'm black, and like that doesn't happen um, in that community. And I didn't know who would even support me, like on getting treatment and stuff like that. And even my family was more like, I mean, we'd had even discussions before, like before I even had this, even when I was younger, like my parents would always be like, oh yeah, that only happens, and like that's only white girls do that, and blah blah blah, which is completely stupid. Um, so yeah, like I just didn't know where to seek help, who to go to. Luckily, my friends were the ones who helped me seek resources and stuff like that. But I didn't even know where to go. I didn't felt honestly, I felt really like just ashamed of like telling anybody um, because they would see me like, oh yeah, black girls like to look shapy and curvy and this and this and this. So why would you have that problem? Like, why would you want to be skinny? Like, you're black, like you like have curves and this and this. So yeah, it was pretty challenging, but I'm better now. But at least yeah. But I just want to say that basically, like, it's not just limited to that community. And there's actually a book called "Not All Black Girls Know How to Eat." I can't remember who the author was, but I haven't read it. But I want to read it. I keep saying I'm going to read it. But the author is obviously black. She talks about how her experience with bulimia, and I think a bit of anorexia, 'cause there's a combination too. So I definitely want to read that because I know it would be really encouraging. But I just feel that people need to kind of get away from the idea that it can only happen to white girls, or because it it kind of makes it like a stigma for there is a stigma on eating disorders, and then people who don't fit into that category, that perceived norm of falling into a specific category as to who is capable of getting this illness, I guess. They feel that if they do actually have it, that there's something definitely wrong with them. And well, I mean, ideally there is something wrong with it is an illness, so there's something wrong with you if you have it. I mean, from my experience, I know, but it's kind of like it's like taboo for other types of women to have it. And the same even goes for guys, like guys of any race, if they have any types of eating disorders. Like, it's just because they're men, they're not supposed to have it. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, if you have it, you're like a failure, or you're weak, or so. Like, I know my goal would be, I'm just wondering if there are any. Like, I haven't so far. I haven't met really any black girls who have experienced any of this. So I guess I would love to hear from anybody about your experiences with eating disorder, but I would in particular really like to see if there are black girls out there. I know there are, obviously, but if you can share your experience with me, or if you feel kind of the same way, that it's kind of like it's more like it's harder for a black girl to come out and say that she has this problem than it would be for a white girl. I mean, they're equally both hard, but it's kind of like people don't expect it, so there's more of that pressure, and you kind of want to hide it and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just wondering if any black girls out there, or even other minority girls who've had this experience, because honestly, it really does make things more complicated and more like you want to seek help, but you don't want to feel even more ashamed of your like behavior. And even like when I went to some group sessions, like I was the only, not only was I the only black girl in the group, but I was the only minority in the group. So it kind of did feel weird. I mean, I'm used to being minority in other places, but not specifically, just because I kind of was wondering in my head, yeah, am I like the only black girl who's having these problems? But I mean, I know they're out there, but I would just like to hear from any of you if you've had this experience, or like if you feel the same way. Anyways, this video's getting too long. It's 8 minutes now. I'm just gonna shut up. And so yeah, give me your response or anything like that or you can just comment below if you have any of those experiences. Okay, thanks. Bye.